The small apartment, tucked away in a noisy corner of the city, became Dana's quiet refuge every evening. Outside, cars honked, sirens wailed in the distance, but inside her bedroom, the world felt smaller, gentler. She had slowly transformed the space into her own private training area. A sturdy, gleaming pole was fixed securely in the corner. Fairy lights draped across the ceiling gave the room a warm, magical glow. For Dana, a single mother in her late 30s juggling work, bills and endless responsibilities, this corner was sacred. It was where she could breathe, where she could remember who she was beyond mom. She stood quietly in front of the tall mirror, taking a long look at herself. Years of consistent pole fitness training had changed her body in beautiful ways. Strong shoulders, defined core, legs that carried both power and grace. Tonight she wore a simple black athletic bodysuit, comfortable, functional, designed for movement. Her dark hair fell loosely around her shoulders. A touch of deep red lipstick gave her a little extra courage. She smiled faintly at her reflection. This wasn't vanity. This was pride in the work she had put in. The first slow, soulful notes of an R&B track filled the room from her small speaker. Dana closed her eyes, letting the music wrap around her like a warm blanket. She stepped forward, fingers lightly touching the cool metal pole. That first grip, that first gentle spin. It always felt like coming home to herself. She lifted easily into a slow spin, body extending, world blurring softly around her. For those few seconds she felt light, powerful, completely free. As the song built, her movements grew more confident. She flowed into an invert, legs securely hooked, body hanging gracefully upside down, core holding her steady like iron. Arms opened wide. She held the line of her body perfectly still for a moment, breathing deeply. The pole pressed against her skin, familiar, grounding. She came down smoothly, transitioned into floor work, long stretches, controlled hip circles, elegant arches that showed both strength and beauty. Every motion was deliberate, years of practice visible in the smallest details. She moved into a series of fan kicks, then a slow slide down the pole, hands trailing lightly, body rolling fluidly across the floor. She rose into a deep back bend, chest open, breathing in rhythm with the music. The lights caught the subtle sheen of her outfit. She felt alive, powerful, unapologetically herself. Suddenly, a soft creak. The bedroom door opened. Dana froze. Mid-movement, heart slamming against her ribs, she turned her head sharply. There stood Brandon, her 20-year-old son, frozen in the doorway. Hoodie slightly rumpled, hair messy like he'd just woken up. His hand still gripped the doorknob, eyes wide, complete shock painted across his face. For several long seconds, neither of them spoke. The music kept playing, but it suddenly felt far away. Dana's cheeks burned. Instinctively, her arms moved to cover herself, even though the outfit was athletic, not revealing in any inappropriate way. Still, being seen like this by her son felt exposing in an emotional way she hadn't prepared for. "Mom?" Brandon's voice came out quiet, uncertain. Dana swallowed hard. "Brandon, I didn't hear you come in." He didn't move. His gaze flicked briefly to the pole, then back to her face. He looked confused, curious, maybe even a little lost. "I was just working out," Dana said quickly, voice shaky. "Pole fitness, it's exercise, strength training, flexibility. It's good for me." Brandon blinked slowly. "Pole fitness?" he repeated, as if testing the words. "Yes." She nodded, arms still crossed protectively. It's not what people sometimes assume. It's hard work. It's art. It makes me feel strong again." He stood there another moment, clearly trying to process. The mother who made his favorite breakfast, who reminded him to take his jacket when it rained, was also this woman who moved with such control and confidence around a pole. The two images didn't fit together easily in his head yet. I didn't know, he said finally, voice softer. I didn't know you did this. Dana let out a long breath, shoulders dropping slightly. I do it for myself, she explained. After everything, raising you alone, working long hours, this helps me feel like me again. Not just mom. Me. Brandon shifted his weight, looked at the floor, then back at her. I didn't mean to barge in, he mumbled. I'm sorry. It's okay, Dana said, even though her heart was still racing. Just maybe knock next time? She tried to smile. He nodded quickly. Yeah, definitely. He hesitated another second, eyes flicking once more to the pole, then turned and quietly closed the door. Dana stood there alone again, music still playing softly. She looked at herself in the mirror, flushed cheeks, slightly messy hair, strong, body still humming from the workout. She felt exposed, but also strangely defiant. This was hers. She wasn't going to feel ashamed of something that brought her so much joy and strength. The next morning, the apartment felt different, quieter, heavier with something unsaid. Dana woke early, thoughts spinning. When she walked into the kitchen, Brandon was already there eating cereal, eyes on his phone. He glanced up briefly. Morning, she said carefully. Morning, he replied. Neutral. Distant. The silence stretched. Dana made coffee. Movements. Automatic. Finally, she sat across from him. About last night? She started. Brandon cut in quickly. It's fine. You don't have to explain. But I want to, Dana said gently. I feel like you deserve to understand. He set his phone down, looked at her, really looked. It was just surprising. I never pictured you doing something like that. I know, she nodded. I kept it private because I wasn't sure how people would react. Even you. He stirred his cereal slowly. Does it make you happy? Dana's eyes softened. Yes, very much. It makes me feel capable. Beautiful in a non-vain way. Strong. Brandon was quiet a moment. Then almost shyly, you looked really confident, like you owned the room. A small, surprised laugh escaped Dana. Thank you, Brandon. He gave a tiny shrug, cheeks a little pink. Just saying what I saw. The tightness in the air loosened. Just a bit. Later that day, Dana decided she wouldn't hide anymore. She changed into a deep emerald green athletic set. Beautiful, functional, confident. She put on music again. This time when she started moving, it felt different. Less like escape, more like celebration. Halfway through her routine, she noticed Brandon standing quietly in the doorway again, watching. Not shocked this time, just present. She didn't stop. She kept moving, spins, holds, smooth transitions, aware of him, but not performing for him, simply being herself. When the song ended, she turned toward him, breathing hard, smiling a little. Brandon cleared his throat. That was really impressive. I didn't realize how much strength and control it actually takes. Dana wiped her forehead. Most people don't. They see the pole and make assumptions, but it's one of the hardest workouts I've ever done. He nodded slowly. You make it look graceful, powerful. She felt warmth bloom in her chest. Thank you. A pause. Then, hesitantly, he asked, would you ever show me a full routine sometime? Not to be weird, just because it's cool, and I'd like to understand it better. Dana studied his face. No mockery, no discomfort, just genuine curiosity and maybe pride. She smiled softly. Okay, tomorrow evening. I'll prepare. something special. But only if you promise to see it for what it is: art, strength, self-expression. Not anything else. I promise, he said seriously. I just want to see you shine. The next evening, Dana prepared carefully. Soft lighting, candles for warmth, a playlist that moved from gentle to powerful. She wore her emerald green, set, hair loose, feeling centered. When Brandon arrived, she teased lightly, "Ready to be my audience?" He laughed, a little nervous, a little excited. "I'll try to be good at clapping." She played the music, and she danced, not for seduction, not for performance in that sense. She danced to show him who she was, the woman who fought hard to keep going, who rebuilt herself piece by piece. Spins, inverts, slow controlled descents, beautiful floor flows, every move honest, every hold strong. Brandon watched, really watched, eyes wide with awe and respect. When she finished, breathing hard, smiling, he stood and clapped. Not sarcastically, but genuinely. "That was incredible," he said quietly. "You're incredible." Dana felt tears prick her eyes, happy tears. "Thank you for seeing me," she whispered. He stepped closer. "I'm proud of you, Mom. Really proud." She reached out and pulled him into a tight hug. He hugged her back, strong, steady. In that moment, something healed between them. Not everything was said. Not everything was solved. But the wall of awkwardness cracked open. In its place grew something healthier: mutual respect, openness, pride in each other's journeys. They sat together afterward, talking quietly, about life, about fears, about dreams. No more secrets, no more hiding. Dana realized something important. Being seen, truly seen, by her son didn't diminish her. It made her feel more whole. And Brandon? He saw his mom not just as mom, but as a powerful, multidimensional woman who kept growing, even when life was hard. That night, the apartment felt lighter, warmer, more like home. Like, comment, and subscribe if this story touched you. Share it with someone who needs to hear about strength, honesty, and rebuilding connection. See you in the next one. Take care.